Welcome to the Savage Den.
Hello, everyone,
Chris?
and welcome back to okay.
We're leaving that in.
Okay, I'm gonna go. You ready?
Never been so ready.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Savage Den podcast. This is episode 2. We are your very ugly and unfuckable hosts. My name is Chris.
And I'm Don, and I like to think I'm just ever so slightly more fuckable than Chris.
And I'm Nathan, and I've never been fucked in my entire life.
Wow, you're a virgin?
3 times over.
Wait, how does that
He is
work?
from the South.
How do you keep count of staying virgin?
I'm from the South.
Haven't you heard, Chris? They can just do it over and over again.
Oh, it's
No,
staying.
hey.
Oh,
Sorry.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Serious question, though. Is it just a Southern thing, or is it all
I've never
across
heard
the
of that.
world
I'm
where...
from the West Coast, so
No. That's my question. Is in the South, I distinctly remember in high school or whatever college, all the guys kind of like kept count of how many people they fucked. It was kind of like a little trophy for them. Is that a thing for anybody else, or is that just...
it's a thing until you're what, 18 probably. Maybe more than that, I guess.
Oh,
Wait,
maybe
are
that's why it was so weird to me.
Are you
I
just
know-
talking about literally keeping track of how many people they've had sex with?
Yeah.
A lot of people do that.
Oh yeah, a lot of
Really?
people do that. Yeah.
Like a
I thought you
lot.
were just talking about like as a kid, like as
As a kid.
like not as a kid, but like as a young person keeping track of
Mom!
how much you've had sex.
I
Because
had sex with 2 girls today.
I thought you meant how many, like, virgins they've deflowered, specifically. Like, that would be, like, I don't know, like a trophy of some sort, I guess.
it would just be one for me. I lost my virginity to a girl who lost her virginity to me.
That is
And-
so sweet.
And ever since then,
How's she doing today?
I've been buying prostitutes.
Ah.
Only the finest virgin prostitutes.
How they chose that life, I have no idea.
Well,
They
you know, some
none
people
of
are
them-
pressured into it.
None of them had any idea what they were getting themselves into. Like, you know what? I'm going to be a prostitute. And I'm going to fuck this bearded guy over here who's waving money at me.
That's scary. Like,
Got to do something for money.
I mean, that's true, but man, like, you go to a job that you're 9 to 5, whatever, and you know what you're in for. But as a prostitute or something, or like one of those back page girls that's like goes and quote cleans your home for $100 an hour, but we all know that they ain't cleaning your home. Like, man, they don't know what they're going to get into until they get there.
Do you think that, like, when you want to be a prostitute, you think there's like an interview process?
I don't think anybody just says I want to be a prostitute.
You
Yeah,
don't think
usually
someone just like
there's-
signs up and says like, I just want to fuck for a living, and you just go up to like a pimp or whatever?
That's a porn star. That's, I mean, I bet you there's women out there that are like, and men that are like, I want to be a porn star. But I don't think anybody says, I want to stand on the street corner and sell my body to creepy men.
Well, sure, it's a desperate measure, but I was talking about like maybe like being so like in Nevada, prostitution's legal. So like,
Right.
Do you?
Yeah, but it's professional there, though, right? You have like brothels or whatever.
Yeah, they're
don't
tested
you?
and they have a place that you can do
Yeah,
it.
there's
And
applications and it's,
I was just curious if like someone looks forward to that early in their life. You're just like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And you're like, I want dick in my asshole for 8 hours a day. That's what I want.
Probably.
I'm sure some people aspire to that.
I'm just curious of the interview process and like the prerequisite for qualifying
Well,
as a
you
proper
can
candidate.
you
Well, that
can
sounds
find
like
the
we-
interview process all day long. On
I just want to know
Pornhub.
if I can get in. That's all I want.
It's called the black couch, the casting
Yeah, I
couch.
was going to say the casting couch.
I don't think I would look good on camera with jizz in my beard.
You never know till you try.
That's true. There's a fetish for everybody.
Absolutely.
And, someone may be really into that. Maybe it's a niche. Maybe it's something that people haven't figured out that they're into yet.
Oh, I guarantee you there's people into that. There's people into everything, man.
Yeah.
Yep. Beard. Cum. Yep.
What is what's ristretto mean to coffee? Because I'm trying to order my drink from Starbucks right now, and it has the option to select ristretto. What is that?
I don't speak Italian.
I don't speak Starbucks.
Yeah.
Are you getting a venti ristretto or?
I don't know what ristretto means. It's just under the option. I chose a venti white chocolate mocha, and I'm going through the customization menu, and there's an option.
No whip. I'm sorry, I talked right over you.
No, I'm a total fatty. I like I gotta have whole milk, otherwise it's not real.
Yeah. Oh, full fat.
Yeah.
Get that up in you.
Otherwise it's just not real.
So tell me again why you don't just go out and get a coffee maker and stick it in the room.
So after my mom, or not my mom, after my wife and I split up, I lived with her for another couple months while I was saving my money, and I went on Craigslist and I got a room to rent. Turns out the place that I started renting a room, or the person I started renting a room from, is someone who is very OCD and super duper clean, and I don't really know how else to explain it. It's her home, it's her rules, whatever, but I've been here for a month, and if there's one thing that I've realized living here, it's that you can't consistently make small mistakes without her losing her fucking mind over it. So let me elaborate a little bit. So when I first moved in, I bought myself some food to save money, obviously, and I was cooking. And one day I didn't leave any mess, put everything back where it was supposed to go, didn't leave a mess at all, cleaned up after myself as I always do. But there was a beard hair on the floor that fell off of my face, and I didn't realize it. She found it. She fucking taped it to a piece of paper.
No.
And then she wrote a fucking page-long note. A full page of why I was being inconsiderate of her house rules to clean up after yourself. She, in a very condescendingly manner, told me that I am like living with a teenager and that she's not my mother, and that if I can't live by her house rules, then she needs to find somewhere else to go.
Damn.
That is just one scenario.
That is the definition of insane. I also have a beard, and the hair it just comes out. And I know, a lot of ladies can sympathize, just leaving, long hair or, short hairs, whatever, in places. And, I couldn't tell you if a beard hair fell out of my face. How in the hell are you supposed to keep track of minute details like that? That is insane.
She also said that I said I didn't notice that it had fallen out of my head. And
you should have known.
Yeah, she said that I should have noticed. And then that's when I got annoyed, and I said, how would I notice that a beard hair fell out of my face? And she said,
extremely valid question.
Yeah, and she said that she noticed that I do not pay attention much to what's going on around me and that I need to pay more attention. And then I kind of snapped back a little bit and I said, I don't fucking keep count of my beard hairs, nor do I consistently count them to know when I lose one.
Well, I have 122,763. How do you not know that off the top of your head?
It's just,
Or off the bottom of your head, I guess.
please, someone help. I'm just going to find somewhere else to live ASAP.
All right,
trust me.
all right.
Just run.
My question. Okay, so this woman that you live with,
Mhm.
who counts your beard hairs.
No,
Man, I
she
am
just
still
finds
brain
them
dead
and
from
I
that
don't,
24
apparently.
I'm still brain dead from that 24-hour stream. So she finds your beard hairs
Mhm.
and freaks the fuck out. So why can't you have a coffee maker in your room?
She also does not allow eating or drinking in our rooms. You have to eat the food. You have to eat or drink your stuff in the kitchen.
Well, she's just setting you up for failure.
Like, not even water?
I can have water,
Wow.
but it has to be in a water bottle. I can't have it in a glass.
And
Okay,
with
it's
a
time to
coffee
move.
maker, like, there's going to be like one coffee ground, and she's going to find it.
Right.
Like, just a single grain of coffee.
Right. That's why I don't make coffee in this house.
And then she'll stab you in your sleep.
Yes. She's the
Because she
last
definitely
time
has a key to your room.
the last time that I made food in this house, I accidentally left. This was at the same time. I cleaned up after myself. I double checked everything, made sure everything was good, but I accidentally left the pantry door open. I didn't realize that I had left it open, and I also did not push my chair the last 1% of the way underneath the table. Doesn't matter that I pushed it 99% of the way underneath, back where it needed to be. It was the last 1%. It stuck out just a little bit more than the rest of the chairs. She lost it. She said that she said that it made sense that I wasn't with my wife anymore, and she doesn't know what she doesn't know what my wife went through living with me, but it makes sense to her that she couldn't be with me anymore, and all of this different shit. She was so fucking mean and condescending and all this shit, and I told her that she's very fucking rude and she needs to be nicer to people over shit that they're trying to get used to being. Like, I told her, I'm like, I'm not a neat freak. I'm not used to living like that. And she goes, well, I don't know how you were raised, but you were raised wrong, is essentially
Holy
what she said.
Fuck.
Yeah.
So
And
not
I'm like,
only
Slade
did
is
she
out of her
say,
fucking mind.
not only did she say, this is why your wife left you,
Yeah.
she said your parents are shitty as well.
Pretty
Dude.
much, yeah.
Fuck it. Turn the
God damn.
tables, stab her in her sleep. That bitch needs to go.
Dude.
We don't need
Hey,
people like that
where-
on this earth.
Where are you right now? Where is she right now? Are you safe?
Is she listening to this
She-
podcast right now?
Am I safe?
She's right behind me. No, she's on vacation, so she's not at home.
Well, that's good. I
Go
was going
cook.
to say,
Take advantage of this shit. Go cook something.
No. She'll find it when she gets home.
blink twice into the microphone if you're in danger.
She'll find a fucking way to make up something of me causing some kind of problem, and she's in control of my housing situation, so I'm not risking it. So I eat out every time. That's why I
Fair
said
enough.
that's why I said earlier to just go with it.
Dude, what if you come back into the house and happen to have like a Taco Bell crumb like in your
Well,
beard
she's gonna
or
find
on
it.
your
It's gonna
shirt?
be my fault, and I'm gonna be homeless.
Wow.
Okay.
Honestly, I
why?
would rather be homeless. I'll live
Yeah.
in my car.
What's the living's like? Okay, so where you live, is it that hard to find a place to rent?
Well, it's expensive. It's expensive to live
Well,
out
yeah,
here.
I can relate to that, but like,
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
you're in the
if you wanted
PNW.
to,
Yeah.
if I wanted to, I could find somewhere in Nashville that's pretty cheap. It may be inconvenient as far as driving or or maybe I'm going to have to fear for my life a little bit when I step outside here and there. But I mean, do you not have any other option? I mean, I would rather fear for my life as opposed to getting bitched at by another woman after coming out of a divorce. That just sounds terrible.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is part of the reason why I've been struggling with depression lately. It's like literally every single woman in my life fucking tells me I'm not good enough and I'm a piece of shit.
It's the beard.
And you're ugly and
the beard.
unfuckable, and yeah.
I say that about myself. I've just accepted that part, but the other parts I haven't accepted yet, like being messy. I don't feel like I'm a messy person. I really don't. I clean up after myself. I shower. I bathe. I condition my beard. You know?
You got to do that.
I shave the important parts, like my gooch. Still, people are unhappy.
That is important. You got to keep that area clear.
Yeah, and
I mean, you don't want a bunch of bleached hairs around it, you know.
But it's it's very expensive to live around here, so it's very pricey. Yeah. When I got my apartment 2 years ago, the apartment that I moved out of living with my wife to live here, we had to pay up front. This was before I fixed my credit some more, but up front we had to pay $3,000 to move in. So it's expensive to get started. Right now I have like 1,000 in savings. So I'd have more, but I'm not allowed to eat. Otherwise I might get stabbed and burned alive or something. Who knows? So, and homeless. Anyway. So long story short, I can't fucking make food here. And so I'm ordering Starbucks online. And the app wasn't working. And and I don't know what ristretto is. And on the app, it won't let me complete my order. So does anyone know what ristretto is?
No.
I would literally have to Google it.
That's the short answer. No. Okay, moving on.
All right. Did anybody bring any topics to the table today?
I honestly didn't.
Well, here, I got one we can elaborate on a little bit.
Okay.
It's kind of an older topic, but I think it'd be interesting to hear y'all's opinion.
So
what do you guys think about y'all? What do you That's Southern for you. You think that's funny? But that's just what we do down here. We just walk around, which is not even really, it's not really even an exaggeration. Like, people just walk around grunting. like is it a thing over there where you are, Chris? Where if you go into a public bathroom, no, when you walk into a public bathroom and you walk up to a urinal and the person that's 2 urinals down from you, because you don't get beside each other because we ain't about to have a sword fight. And the moment you whip your dick out to piss, that dude just decides he wants to start grunting.
Oh,
like he's just sitting there and he's like, it's like, what are you doing, bro?
Like relieving.
Like, can people not pee? Yeah, but like, why do you have to do that vocally when I come in? Like, why do men do that around here? Like, it's like if there's in someone else's bubble, they have to like make noises. I don't know why. It's like some sort of like a male dominance thing. It's like,
well, is it just like the initial, upon initial release where it's just like,
I mean, this guy was already pissing when I get in here. The guy was already pissing when I stepped into the bathroom.
So he was midstream. And you walked up to the urinal, and this guy just lets out a grunt.
See, the thing is, you keep saying, this guy, this is always.
Oh,
when I walk into a public
person.
bathroom, I really have to pee. I go into a gas station because I have nowhere else to go. If there is a man in there, no matter what, he will always let out his male dominance grunts.
Well, do you think it's male dominance, or do you just? I mean, I just think it's release. I just think it's relief.
Who grunts when they're peeing? Do you guys grunt when you're peeing?
Sometimes it depends on how relieving it is to actually be peeing. Like, sometimes I get super busy at work. Listen, sometimes I get super busy at work and I can't pee for a long time. But when I finally get around to being able to do it, and that initial release of starting to pee, I'm like, oh, like it feels good. Feels good. So yeah, I
Yeah.
grunt. Do you not
Okay,
do
well,
that?
y'all are fucking no, because I have control of my vocal cords, and if I'm peeing, I don't have to grunt.
Okay.
Now,
Are
if
you
my best
very
friend is 2 urinals down from me and I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna interact with my best friend," I'm gonna go, "Oh, yeah, that feels so good." You know? That then I have control over it. But if I'm by myself or a stranger is around me, I'm not gonna just start grunting and shit while I'm peeing. It just doesn't make sense. But
I
that's
mean,
beside the point. You
it's
guys are
for
fucking
me.
weird.
It's for me. It's not a consistent grunt. It's just that initial relief grunt thing. Kind of like when you sit down on the couch after standing all day. Kind of like that.
Dad
that make
You're an
noises.
animal.
Does that make more sense? Yeah, dad noises.
You guys are animals. All right, so my topic.
Oh, I thought that was your topic.
Nope.
He's just bitching.
No.
I still had something
I
to
mean,
say about that.
I just had to touch that for a second. I had to give it a little butt rub. I don't
Just a
know,
little nudge.
whatever. Apparently, I'm the weird one. You guys are animals.
Hold on, we didn't hear
Whatever.
Don's answer really though. He just commented as I was going.
Don.
Don, do you grunt
I
when you
just
pee?
I only had just one last thing to say about it. You know, it's really just a form of just male bonding. You know, like they're when a guy 2 urinals down from you is like, you know, grunting midstream, he's basically saying, hey, we have a common interest right now. We have common ground. We can relate here.
We
And,
both
you know,
pee.
And he's just opening the door. All you have to do is walk through it.
I should have known, like, setting him up to talk that it was going to be some kind of joke instead of a serious.
Bad thing
thing.
is, I feel like he might be right.
I'm not too
All right.
far off.
All right,
Yeah,
so what do you
I don't
guys
think
think
you are,
about?
actually.
Okay, we're done talking about pissing. You animals.
For now.
Yes.
You brought it up.
What do you guys think about
Pretty
Battle
animal.
State Games, Escape from Tarkov? What do you guys think about them not having any women that you can play as?
I am completely and utterly devoid of feeling. Because I have never played Escape from Tarkov. I have no desire to play Escape from Tarkov. All the streams I've watched on it have been incredibly slow and just boring. So, you know, but if you're referring to just the phenomena at large of, should you put women or other genders in a game for the sake of, just having them there or placating certain groups, or should you just design the game the way you feel it should be designed and the way you want to put it? I guess you have to balance, pissing people off or making headlines maybe for the wrong reason, with actually making a good game and concentrating on what you need to concentrate on.
I think the debate that this sparks is you have this culture now where I can give you my opinion, but as a whole, there's a culture of people that get this idea that everything has to be equal, everything has to be made for everybody, and it has to suit everyone's desires. Because that's just the world we're living in right now. But
Well, there's a flip side of that where if you do, include all these different things and find some way to fit that into your time and budget, then maybe you increase your market appeal. You literally increase your target audience to include those people that are like, I want to play as this kind of person.
yeah, fair enough. Here's the tweet. They say, this is what they said in response to this uproar. Just to finally clear the question about women in Escape from Tarkov. First, there are women in Escape from Tarkov already. Traitor, some future key storyline quests will have women as main characters, but there will be no playable female characters because of game lore and, more importantly, the huge amount of work needed with animations, gear fitting, etc.
So
That's what they say about it.
Exactly what I was saying. Like, they would need to do a whole bunch more mocap. They would have to hire actors. They would have to design the art around it. It's literally, it sounds like it's a time and budget thing, in addition to, and it's a huge point that you mentioned lore, because if in this universe, the only people that are subjected to this whole thing where you're out there like stealing stuff and killing each other is men, it sounds like it's something integral to the story. Like, there's a background as to why that happened.
Yeah.
It just sounds like they don't. It sounds exactly like they said, and it sounds like they're being honest. Which, from what I've seen on Twitter, they are very transparent and honest and upfront about everything all the time. And I think anyone can appreciate the fact that they don't think that it's feasible to have females in the game right now because of how much manpower and time it's going to take up. But it doesn't mean that they're not going to have it in the future, especially if people are being very passionate and wanting that in the game. I'm sure that they're not going to be like PUBG, and I think they're going to add it. But right now, since they're trying to get the game off the ground and get it out of beta, they're probably going to add it in the future. I don't think it's
human
an issue.
Power.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
human power. Yeah.
I don't know. I as a bit of an artist, content creator myself, I hate it when someone tells me how to make my own art.
Your own content.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My own content. If someone came into my channel and was like, I don't know, please play a game with women in it because I'm not really too happy with this game you're playing right now, because there's no women, which, I don't play Escape from Tarkov, so I don't have that problem.
Mm-hmm.
That I don't know, it would kind of infuriate me a little bit because I'm like, it's literally like, if you don't like it, then find something else that satisfies that desire.
Mm-hmm.
Go play COD or something. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
I agree.
We're just, I don't know, this culture we're getting into right now is just it's getting worse. It's so weird.
It's really,
especially in the gamer
it's really
space.
sensitive. It's really sensitive, and it's a lot of victimhood where people just find reasons to be a victim. It's like
my God, right?
It's like a bandwagon thing or something. Here in
Chasing
Seattle,
that
people
Twitter
are
clout.
yes. Here in Seattle, man, people are super sensitive, and you got to be careful about things you say to people, because they literally lose their shit if you refer to someone by the wrong pronoun, even, and you've never even met that person in your life. And you're like, someone will look like a dude, like a regular dude, and you interact with them for whatever reason. Like, say you're crossing paths, walking in and out of a room at the same time, and you greet each other. Hey, man, I'm from California. We say dude a lot, so I go, "What's up, dude?" when I'm walking past someone, especially if it's a guy. And right. I've seen people not say anything to me, but I've seen people get upset after I said "What's up, dude" to someone. So it's very obvious that me saying "What's up, dude" to this person was a problem. But how the fuck are you going to live your life not meeting every single person, not knowing every single person in life, and get mad when that person you've never met before isn't calling you the pronoun that you want to go by? They, him, her, whatever the fuck. Like, how are you going to get mad about that and expect people to not assume gender when they've never even met you before?
I feel like that people just kind of have this I don't know, this blissful stupidity where they think that everyone knows everything about them on just by looking at the surface. Maybe that's what social media has done to us. Is like, because I'm not gonna lie, like when I interact with people on Twitter and stuff, I kind of forget that some of these people don't really know jack shit about me, even though we interact with each other a lot on social media and stuff. They'll be like, "Oh, I didn't know you played PUBG." It's like we interact on Twitter all the time. How do you not know that? But
Yeah.
maybe it's that mindset that just has people walking around in like the real world thinking that like they're entitled to you knowing who, what they are, what they do. And that's not it. Like, so it's like you said, so like how you, like if I go through and I say, "What up, dude?" And someone like turns around and is like, "Excuse me, I am a woman." It's like, "Oh, my bad."
Right.
Like, I didn't know. You
How
know,
the fuck
you
would
look
I
like a
know
guy.
that? You have an
What,
Adam's
don't
apple.
Show me your
as big-
dick.
You have an Adam's apple as big as your hands. How the fuck would I know that you're a female?
That is a massive Adam's apple.
Right?
Unless
That
they have
might be a growth.
extremely tiny hands. Yeah, they need to get that checked. That's thyroid cancer.
Like you can't walk around in life. You can't walk around in life thinking that you're smelling shit everywhere you go without checking yourself and going, "Am I the one that smells like shit? Or does everyone else around me smell like shit?" You know what I mean? Like,
done
if
that
you walk
before.
around thinking that everyone's an asshole, maybe you should take a step back and look at yourself and think, am I
Fair
the
enough.
asshole?
Probably.
Yes.
I know people tell me all the time. I got very honest friends that tell me I'm a dick sometimes, and I appreciate that. But
Yeah.
at least you can't say I'm not honest. So there's that.
It's
Yeah.
just, it just bothers me so much, man. I'm gonna do a YouTube video on this sort of stuff eventually, but it just bothers me so much because, like, it's everything, man. It's everything. Like, people are so sensitive. Like,
Yeah.
like there's I've seen people, which I know a lot of it is just chasing clout. We're talking about Twitter now. A lot of it's just chasing clout, but people will call out other people for things that, in all reality, it's just they're different from you. Like, someone will screenshot a conversation between them and some other person that they've interacted with on the internet through a video game or something. And it'll say something like, I don't know, like, just a joke or something, and maybe it'll say, "Oh, fuck me, daddy," or something like that. And they'll be like, no, they'll screenshot it and they'll post it on Twitter and be like, "Look at how this person interacts with me. If they say this to me, imagine what they say to everyone else. This is unacceptable." And it's like, just chill the fuck out, dude. It's the internet. They're every type of person in the entire world gathers here. Like, it's almost like these people are from Alabama. Like, if that's the way you want to live your life, just go to the South and everyone's the same. They all drive trucks and grunt when they pee.
Hold on. I feel personally attacked now.
Do you drive a truck and grunt
He
when
meant
you
You
pee?
you know
meant
I'm a truck
lifted.
driver.
He meant like lifted brodozers.
Oh.
Yeah, the lift bro
with the monster
Holy
sticker and
fuck.
flat build hat. I gotcha. I thought you
Yeah,
just
don't
meant
forget-
like
Like a
truck.
fucking Peterbilt Mac.
Okay.
Don't forget the plastic ball sack that hangs from
I wouldn't
the tail.
fucking drive a Mac, by the way. Okay. Take that.
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Oh,
offensive
sorry,
too.
we stepped on your
Turd.
toes and
Don't-
offended you by
Yeah. Don't be
I'm sorry,
offensive.
Mr. International. Are you a Volvo driver?
You need to stop.
No, I want to go down this rabbit hole.
I actually
I
don't.
wanna
have a
go down
preference.
your
I'm just
rabbit hole.
Trying to play a victim based off the conversation we just had.
I know, it was perfect.
Yeah, it was
I
good,
was
right?
trying to offend you.
Did you like it? Well, I'm not offended. It was a sad
Shit.
attempt. It was a sad attempt.
What?
I'll do
Here's a
better.
question for you boys. what would it take to push you to being offended? What is the maximum? What would someone have to do to just get up under your skin? You know, is
Get
it
the
something as
bartender's
simple?
attention before me. Like, get to the bar after me, but get served first. I take personal offense to that. And I'm kind of kidding, because like I've been behind a bar before and I know how it gets, but you know, I feel attacked. I'll still tip, but you know, that guy that cut in front of me, now fuck him. That guy can fuck himself. But you know, I don't blame the bartender. But
This makes me think of a topic that I think that would be good for a podcast conversation. Do you boys think that tipping is mandatory no matter the service you get?
Oh boy, we just did a 180. We're going down a whole nother rabbit hole.
that's
We got
might
24
wanna
minutes.
we've got 10 minutes.
10 minutes?
I've got 10 minutes.
Oh,
All right. Well, we can go
That-
ahead and just hit that rabbit hole just a little bit. Because I feel like it's a pretty simple question with a pretty simple answer. For me, at least, I believe in tipping everybody, no matter what grade of service it is, unless you're an absolute sack of shit. Like, if you insult me and just treat me like ass, if I don't walk out first and just say, fuck it, I'm not eating here, then I just won't tip. But you have to like almost intentionally be a dick for me to not tip. Otherwise, I always tip.
I'm kind of in the same boat. You know, since in this country specifically, you know, we, the customer, have to directly supplement our, you know, server or bartender or whoever's income with our own money, because, you know, the establishment doesn't pay their fucking employees enough. I'm the exact same way. Unless I receive absolutely shit, like basically intentionally bad service, I'm gonna tip. And that's because I spent so much of my life in, you know, the service industry specifically. You know, I know what it's like to be on the other end of that and literally depend on, you know, the kindness or, in, you know, some people's cases, compulsion of other people.
interesting.
Yeah. What about you, Chris?
I think that the service warrants the tip as well, not just the service itself, like in a physical form, but I think that it warrants. You can't just put a tip jar in front of you no matter what job you have, is what I'm saying. And I feel like some places don't warrant having a tip jar necessarily because they're just doing their job. They're not necessarily serving you. Does that make sense?
Makes perfect sense. I mean,
So-
like at Starbucks is a great example. It depends on what I order. Like if I just go in there and I just get a Pike Place, all they do is turn around, fill up the cup with coffee, hand it back to me.
Right.
That, dude, I'm sorry, that doesn't deserve a tip. But
That
like
doesn't
if I
warrant a
get
tip.
one of your, you know, frou-frou girly, you know, full fat, extra whip, caramel on the side, you know, mochachinos, then yeah, I'm gonna tip a percentage.
Mm-hmm. So
Not-
that was
not to call you girly. Sorry,
that was
if
no, that's
offended
fine.
Anyone?
Fufu drinks are fucking delicious. I don't understand why that's considered
They really are.
a bad thing to have as a man. Like we're allowed to have delicious,
Men
amazing
are
drinks.
supposed to drink raw black coffee. No
I'm-
additives, nothing.
Dude,
I'm
I
talking,
literally-
you put it in.
I
Drinking
can't
black
s-
coffee right now.
I don't like black coffee.
Then
I
you
just
ain't
don't.
a man.
Then you don't like coffee.
Maybe I mean maybe you're right. Maybe I prefer sugar with the
That's
the
a
hint
bit
of
of an
coffee.
exaggeration. Yeah.
Right. I get
You
what
know,
you're
that's-
saying though. You don't like coffee if you have to dress it up. That makes sense. But
But you know, you
I-
can enjoy it in your own way.
I do love coffee. I feel like I have to have it every morning just to help me kind of wake up faster. It's not that it'll help me wake up. It won't. If I don't have my coffee, it won't keep me from having a good day. Like I'm not like, don't talk to me until I've had my coffee. I am not a cocksucking fucking asshole like that. So I don't think that would be the difference. But I am a cocksucker.
And a fucking asshole.
I'm those things
Just
separately.
not like that.
Just those things separately.
I mean,
Fair
personally, I drink the coffee for, the mental acuity. I feel sharper in the morning if I have a cup of coffee. Like I don't go overboard.
Cup?
I'm not one of those people that drinks like a pot a day. I drink 1 cup of coffee almost every day. And it gets me up, it gets me going, because when I first wake up, like my mind is just a fog. Like if I don't have coffee, then it's gonna take me a while, like probably a couple hours before I actually, wake up and can think critically.
That's what I was saying, pretty much, is that it helps me get up and going a lot faster. I don't drink coffee all day either. I usually have my 1 cup when I get up and going, and then around like 7 p.m. at work, I have a small cup from I have a small cup of coffee on my lunch break when I'm hanging out with the guys and stuff, just because like I'm at like that halfway point at work where you start to bog down, it's just before you get your second wind where you start to bog down and you get tired a little bit when you're at work. You guys ever come across that? Do you ever go through that?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, everyone. I just don't understand how you guys can drink 1 cup of coffee and be good to go. Like I am on my 4th cup right now, and I still have like 4 more to go.
Well,
maybe 5.
So you're a pot of coffee guy. Like I have trained myself to need less caffeine over the years. I mean, in my younger days, I'll give an example. For about 3 months of my life, I worked for one of those kiosks in the mall with the super annoying T-Mobile guys where they like bother you as you walk by.
Oh, fuck
and
those
like
people.
Ask you what service you have. I did that for 3 months, and
hey man, you
fucking
love your phone?
hated
Fuck
it.
you.
And the only way I could even bring myself to do this job is if I was just jacked out of my mind on something. And the only thing we had readily available there in the mall was a GNC wellness store. The fucking vitamin shop. And they had these energy drinks where a serving size was like 1/4 of the bottle. Well, we'd go to the food court, get a huge cup, fill it with that just delicious, crunchy little balls of ice, and fill it to the brim and just goddamn chug this thing.
Oh, no.
And just be cracked out of our fucking minds, bothering the shit out of anybody who came near our kiosk. And if somebody was explicitly like avoiding eye contact, we bothered them even more. We were assholes, and I made 0 money because I hated the job. I hated what I was doing, so I was taking it out on everybody around me, especially.
Hey boy, do you want to buy some of our shit?
Oh my god,
This is cracking me up, dude.
That job so much. But back then, like I was drinking like half my body weight in caffeine, and it got to a point where I was like, this can't be good for me. Like I couldn't live my life. Even after I quit that job, I was like, I need so much caffeine just to function. It was at that point I was like, you know what? I'm switching to coffee.
You didn't mind being a fucking asshole to everyone. That wasn't the unhealthy part for anyone involved. He was just worried about the drink he's consuming.
I was just trying to bring that whole story back full circle.
Hold on. I'm a
example.
fucking asshole to people every single day. That's
For a
fine.
living.
That's fine.
Like professionally,
But I'll be
being an
damned
asshole.
if I'm gonna keep consuming this drink on a chugging level. I need to back it down. This
I
isn't
just wanna
healthy
say-
at all.
I just want to say, fuck you, Don. Fuck
Thank
you. Fuck everyone like you. I hate those people with a burning passion. I am like this very reclusive person. When I go out, I don't want to be talked to. That's why I don't go to Buckle in the mall. I fucking hate that store, dude. You walk
What's
in
the
there,
Buckle
someone's
on for you?
buckle. Yeah, you walk into that store, someone beelines to you, they compliment something you're wearing. They're trained to do this shit. They're like, oh, I really like that new Wayfarer matte black sunglasses you got on your head there. Would you want to try on a pair of our $120 jeans?
Did Erica get you new Wayfarers?
What's Buckle? Is it like a
No.
high-end cowboy store or something?
It's a jeans store.
It's a clothing store that's like devoted to the people that are still stuck in the late 90s. Like they want to have all the like little like threaded designs and shit on their ass pockets so they look like douchebags. It's a douchebag store.
Oh,
But
they got
they
the
have some
decal
really
butt cheeks.
cool shoes and stuff. Yeah. But
I
you
mean,
walk
it
in
was
there
all the rage,
and
like,
some
10
bitch
years
is
ago.
going to chase you down and beg you to try on a pair of jeans for her. And I fell for it one time
Oh, my.
because if you have a woman come up to you that looks pretty good and says, would you try these jeans on for me? I bet you'd look really good. Little naive me was like, yeah, sure. I went in, tried the
Fucking hell,
pair of
put on
jeans
some
on,
pants.
stepped back outside the dressing room. The woman was nowhere to be seen. And some dude walked by me and was like, those jeans look great on you. I'm like, what? Fuck you. I
Immediately
wanted her
eyeing
to
your
tell me that. So yeah,
Great.
fuck that store and fuck you, Don, and all you people walking around with your goddamn samples and cards and
I don't want your compliments.
ugh.
You know, I'm not going to take offense to you saying fuck me because I know you're saying fuck past me. I'm a changed man. I'm a different person than I was in those days. I'm less angry at the world, more apathetic than anything. Because you know, and in my old age and wisdom here, I've just learned that I'm just very much not in control of where the hell we're going with this, except for one small little thing, which is it is 2 p.m. and I have to go get my hair did.
That's fine. That's fine. I think Chris and I could carry on for just a little bit longer without you.
Yeah,
That's
I would
fine.
like to.
That is totally acceptable to me, and I appreciate you guys hanging out. So
Well, I appreciate you stopping by and revealing to all of us that you're actually a dick.
Yeah, we're gonna have a little meeting about kicking you out of this podcast group because
I'm literally a walking phallus.
you're a piece of
And
shit.
and on that note, I will catch you boys next week for episode 3 of the Savage Den podcast.
Okay, bye. Love you.
Thanks, Don.
We'll see you later.
Love you, boys.
Bye. He's not coming back for
We're
episode
kicking
3.
him out, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yep. If there's
Oh,
one
that feels
person
good
in
to
this
say.
world, listen, and I was talking to Erica about this the other day while we were in the mall, because the malls are full of people doing what he used to do. And it infuriates me because if you can do that, I promise you, there is somewhere else you can work where your sole purpose in life is not to bug the fuck out of people.
Yeah.
There is somewhere. I don't give a shit where it is, but as long as you're not in the middle of the mall chasing people down, I literally, when I go to the mall by myself, I call somebody. I call my mom. I call my best friend. I call my girlfriend. I call somebody so I can walk around the mall for an hour and a half on the phone and hopefully not get bothered by people because they're like, he's on the phone, better not bother him.
See,
And it works, but sometimes it doesn't work.
my trick is to look pissed off. For some reason, I've been told this on multiple occasions. Obviously, I'm okay to talk with and have a conversation with and stuff like that, but I've been told multiple times that I appear to be unapproachable. I appear to be someone that you just don't walk up to and go like, "Hey man, how's it going?" Like, I don't look like the kind of guy that you're going to have a fun conversation with if you just strike one up with me. And I think that I don't experience that kind of thing. I mean, I don't go to the mall very often, but I don't really experience that very often. And I think maybe it has something to do with that. I just don't look approachable. I think I
mean,
just
it's
look
probably
like I'm
the
pissed
beard.
off. It probably is. I think I look unapproachable because of the beard and because of the way that my mustache looks. I think that I always look like I'm frowning, so I look like I'm pissed off.
I mean, I think it's kind of like the pit bull effect, right?
Yeah.
Like people look at the pit bull and they're like, that dog is going to bite me and eat me.
Mhm.
People look at men with big beards and stuff like that man is probably going to kick my ass or butt fuck me.
When really I wouldn't. I I like meeting new people. I like making friends. I may not necessarily want to talk to you if I'm in the mall looking for something to buy. If I'm in the mall, I'm there for a very specific reason, and I'm not looking to be there very long.
Yeah, I
And
think
it's
that's
mainly
just
out of
men in
convenience.
general.
I think that's well, it's mainly out of convenience, right? Like, why else does anyone go to the mall except for the fact that all of those stores are very close to each other? And it's a very convenient location. You know that store is in there. You know that if the mall is open, that they are open. That kind of thing. It's a convenient place, where you can do shopping for multiple things all at once. So, like, say like holiday shopping, right? Christmas shopping, something like that. You can walk around the mall and pretty much get something for everyone, all in one day. But
yeah,
I'm the kind of guy that walks into a grocery store just for milk, and I walk out just with my milk.
Yeah. See, going back to what we were talking about earlier, that's one of those things that can kind of get under my skin is when I go shopping.
Yeah.
Because I absolutely hate that, like, for instance, the Macy's here at the mall, well, one of the malls here, Macy's has an entire bottom floor. It's 2 floors. The entire bottom floor is like devoted to women. And then the top floor is also devoted, like 3/4 of it devoted to women. Some of it's devoted to children. And then there's this small little section for men. And it's like, God damn it. I hate that I have to wade through just all this cool looking clothes. Like some of these clothings for women are pretty badass looking. And then I get to my section and it's like button up shirts and jeans. It's like, why do I have to go to the internet to find cool things to wear?
It just depends on the store.
Oh, but yeah, it's just, I mean, men, we're kind of fucked in that department. Like the people, the big ones up above, they know that we're just going to go in, pick out one thing and leave. And that's why, when Erica and I were at the mall the other day, I found some jeans that I like to wear. It's the jeans that fit me good. I like them. I only buy them. And they were like $70 a pair, Levi's. And then literally we go to the Levi's for women and it was $50 a pair for the same brand and everything. And it's like, it so pisses me off because I know that women are going to buy like 5 pairs of them, but men are only going to buy 1 or 2.
I try to do the most of my basically, like, if I'm buying something outside of my house, it's almost always food. I don't buy almost anything else outside of food. Outside
Do
of my
all
house.
your clothing shopping and stuff like online?
Yeah. Besides shoes, I get shoes in store because because your fitting's not going to go well. But I mean, I have a very basic body shape, so I'm not worried about clothing fitting me properly. I know my sizes, so if a shirt is extra large, I know it's going to fit me properly. I don't have that body shape to where I'm like, I need long length though, or whatever.
Let's shift subject a little bit. I've got this idea that, well, Erica and I come up with it, and it'd be a pretty funny fucking YouTube video.
Okay, well, hold that thought. You need to hold that thought because my Uber driver is here with my coffee.
Oh, go grab your coffee.
So I'll be right back. Just hold that thought.
All right, I'll just talk into the mic.
No, I want to hear it. I want to hear.
No, I know, but we're not going to just have silence. Okay, you know what? I can cut the silence out. Go on.
Okay, be right back.
Chris isn't here to defend himself. Chris, you are a sack of shit. God, I'm so bad with insults. He's not going to hear this until I release the full episode, though. I bet he smells like swamp ass all the time. I bet his beard is tangled up. Shh, don't say anything to him.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Bro, my Uber driver had a cheeseburger hat.
Wow, he's pimping.
I'm not even kidding. Cheeseburger hat.
Nice.
Okay, what are we going to talk about? You didn't forget, did you?
Kind of forgot. What were we talking about before you left?
We were subject switching, so I don't know.
Subjects. We were talking about. Oh man,
It was something to do with you and Erica, and then I said, "Hold that thought. I gotta go to my
Fuck
Uber
me.
driver." Do you have a
Oh, an idea. I had an idea.
Okay.
Well, yeah. So you know that app Wish?
Yeah.
Yeah, and when you order stuff, it takes like a month and a half for it to get to you, and it is nothing like the picture because apparently there's these factories in China that they literally just look at a picture and say, I make that. And then they try their very best to make it like on the spot and they send it to you. And it's just, it usually looks ridiculous, but it's cheap. Like it's a couple of dollars for, a dress or a couple of dollars for a shirt. Like we should totally just order some things, wait for the surprise to come, and then try it on for a YouTube video.
Oh, no.
Like you should get a dress. I want to see you in a very poorly put together dress from China.
I mean, I'll do it.
I'll do it for the internet.
Do it for the content. You just want to see me in a dress. It has
Maybe.
nothing to do with. It has nothing to do with Wish or the dress being poorly put together. You just want to see me poorly put together.
Well, I see that on a daily basis.
Yeah, I'm pretty awful.
Yeah. Oh man. So
do you have any pet peeves with the general public?
A lot.
What's your number one pet peeve? Like what pisses you off every time you're out?
Here's one, and this one just came to my attention the other night. I'm so glad you asked this. I fucking hate it when you are walking through a store or through anywhere around other people, and it's gotten so bad that I have to just completely like walk 20 foot around any person I come across because they will always, without failure, be looking in one direction, like fixated on something. Maybe they're looking for a certain aisle, they're talking to someone, and then they'll start doing this thing where they do a 180 and start walking the opposite direction while still looking in the direction that they were looking originally. So if you're trying to walk by this person, you will always fucking bump into them.
You know what?
Because they're not paying attention to where the fuck they're walking.
You know what, dude? Like all last week when you and I were playing PUBG together, and we kept running into each other.
Yes. Now imagine that shit. Imagine that shit if you're in real fucking life, dude. Imagine you walk into Walmart, you're walking down the center of an aisle. There's a person looking at one of the aisles. You're like, he is preoccupied. He is looking at candles right now. And you walk by him, and
surely
he just does
he's not going to be a
does
bastard.
A 180. Yeah, he does like a 180 while still looking at the candles, like, oh, I can't get away from it. But then he just bumps into you. Fuck that guy.
You're like, you son of a bitch.
I don't like to be touched when I'm out and about. I don't like it. And then he just turns around and just bumps into me because he's just too ignorant and self-centered to just turn around, pivot in his spot, turn around, and then continue walking. So he doesn't bump into people. What's your pet peeves?
It sounds like kind of robotic, that motion, the way you just described it. Like they pivot without taking their eye, or they take their eyes off of the thing that they were looking at, and they pivot and then they move. Seems kind of
maybe
robotic.
it's just me. But I always, when I'm looking at something, before I start my journey somewhere else, I kind of like look my head around, make sure I'm not going to bump into somebody, and then I start walking. Maybe it is just weird, but I've never bumped into people.
I mean, I hardly bump into
Oh.
people also, but maybe I'm just not
and
around
here's
people very
one.
often.
Here's one. Here's one. You're walking like through the mall or something, and you got like a group of people coming at you from the opposite direction, and they don't budge. They just keep walking. Or even if it's just like two people, they just keep walking, and you either move out of their way or you bump into them. It's like they have this fucking superiority concept in their brain
It's just a
where it's
wall
like,
of
oh,
narcissism.
I'm gonna, yes, and they're just gonna walk right into you, man. They just like they won't move.
That's
You
why you
literally
dedicate.
have to move out of their way.
You dedicate.
Oh, I do now.
You
I
dedicate and you
stopped moving
shoulder
out of their
check.
ways. I shoulder check people every time I'm out in public now, because if you are side by side with somebody, you know, you and your wife or something like that, or you and your friend, and I'm walking by myself, and you guys don't kind of move out of my way, I'm not moving out of your way. I'm about to shoulder check your wife.
So
What do you think
are
about
you
that?
saying? So okay, let's narrow it down. All right, because I don't want us to sound like dickheads here. So
I am a dick.
let's narrow it down. Let's say we're on a sidewalk next to a busy highway. You can't walk out off the curb. It's a theoretical thing. It's a theoretical scenario. We're on a sidewalk next to a busy road. You can't walk off the sidewalk and there's a hedge on the other side. Let's just say that. You're stuck on the sidewalk.
Right.
You're walking by yourself. You come up on a couple, man and woman walking side by side, enjoying their time together, whatever. We can
Right.
both agree that those people should stop walking side by side and line up on their side
Yes.
and let you scoop by, then continue walking side by side. We can both agree.
Yes. Yes.
I don't think that I don't think, and I don't think that you meant to intentionally say that you're more important and that people should get out of your way no matter how many people, because that's kind of how it came across. I know that's not what you meant though. Because
That's 100% what I meant.
Oh, so you do think that everybody
No,
should
listen.
be getting out of your way?
Hear me out just really fast.
Okay.
I am a very right side of the road kind of guy.
Absolutely.
If I'm walking down the mall, I'm on the right side of the little pathway. To the mall. If
Absolutely.
I'm walking down the sidewalk, I am on the right side.
Like the
And
freeway.
If you are approaching me on my right side, on the right side of the sidewalk, whatever, then you need to get the fuck over.
I agree with that. I agree.
I'm
with
not going to
that.
step to the left to avoid you. I'm going to continue walking straight on the right side of the sidewalk because that's my side. You get to your side. I don't walk straight down the center of the aisles down the mall. I walk on the right side because that's where I'm supposed to be. I treat everything like all lanes are a highway.
I agree.
All right, now let's hear your pet peeve before I get too heated.
Okay. I have two big pet peeves. One is not closing your mouth when you eat. For some reason, lip
Ugh.
smacking. For some reason,
Oh,
lip
God.
smacking, or just being a noisy eater in general. I mean,
Especially
it's okay
if
if
they're
the
like
food,
on the mic or something.
It's okay if the food is noisy, right? Like really crunchy potato chips, right? If you close your mouth and you're eating potato chips, I can handle the muffled crunch noise in your mouth. But when you are very audibly snacking on some fucking chips and I can hear all that slobber and your tongue moving around inside of your mouth, I hate that shit. I can't stand it. It drives me fucking nuts. And it's
I agree.
you're a goddamn animal if you don't close your fucking mouth when you're eating. Period. Please.
You hear that, guys? You hear that? Close your fucking mouth when you eat.
You're disgusting. My buddy
It's
Jeremy, okay, for instance, he's not allowed to play video games when I'm streaming, or he's not allowed to play video games with me while I'm streaming, because I've had people in my channel multiple times leave and say in my chat, I can't be here and watch your stream right now because he's gross. Because he eats all the time, and he's one of those people that if he's doing something with his mouth, he's smacking his lips. Yeah.
Yeah.
My other pet peeve.
You hear that, Jeremy?
Yeah, Jeremy, you fucking asshole. Close your mouth. I tell him all the time, like, you're fucking disgusting, dude. Close your mouth. It's not hard. But another pet peeve that I have is when people drag their feet on the ground when they're walking. I don't know why. It's not that big of a deal, really. But people that drag their feet, like scoot their feet across the floor instead of pick up their feet and set them down. I don't know why, but that shit bugs the fuck out of me. For some reason, I feel like people that wear slippers, like they just got off their couch and they realize they didn't have creamer at the store. They go to the store, they're in their pajamas, their slippers, like their fuzzy slippers. I feel like those people do it a lot more. Maybe it's because their slippers refuse to stay on their feet or something. I don't know. If they leave the ground, maybe they just refuse to stay on their feet, I guess. But people do it no matter what shoes they're wearing. So maybe it's just the area I live in. I don't know what it is, but I feel like I'm surrounded. Maybe it's because I'm paying more attention to it too. But I feel like I'm surrounded by people who don't pick up their fucking feet and set them down when they're walking. I feel like everyone just ice skates all around me.
Yeah,
And
that's something
it
I've
drives
never
me
paid
nuts.
attention to.
Everywhere I go, people are whoosh, 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 whoosh. I don't know what it is. It drives me crazy, though. It's not like an annoying noise, you would think. Like if you're not really thinking
No.
about it. But for some reason, it's just like the laziness of not picking up your feet, maybe. And it being annoying and rhythmic and all of that at the same time. I don't know what it is. I really don't. But it's a pet peeve of mine.
That's interesting.
I can't
I've
really think
never
of
paid
anything
attention
else.
to that. Huh. See, we're not that hard to get along with. All you have to do is just stay on your side of the road or your side of the sidewalk.
Yeah. Don't smack your
And,
fucking lips.
Don't smack your lips.
And pick up your feet
Pick
one
your
at a
damn
time.
feet up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be a functioning person. Be a reasonably functioning person.
Do you ever kind of, oh, this is going to sound bad. We're going to lose viewers over this. Do you ever walk around? Do you ever walk around like in public and just kind of feel like that the majority of the people surrounding you are just kind of like brain dead robots or something? Just kind of they exist. You know, that their sole purpose in this world is to bump into you or to just be in the way. They I don't know, they're the kind of people that can't drive. Like you're going down the road and all of a sudden you're minding your own business and this person starts to merge into you because they're just kind of there. They're a simulation and you've just kind of stepped in the path of their simulation.
Like horrible AI.
Yeah, like horrible AI. Yes, exactly. Video
Grand
game
Theft Auto.
terms, baby. Yes, video game terms. It's like you feel
Like
like so
Grand
many
Theft
people
Auto.
around you are just horrible AI and they're like just bumping into you and they're just kind of staring at walls and stuff and they're just kind of like they just exist and you're like, man, how can so many people just be so horribly programmed?
Yeah. How are you alive? How have you not
Oh,
walked
man, I
off the
wondered
side
that
of a
one.
cliff?
I wondered that one so many times.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I'll be like heading to work, right? And someone will be like, I'll be like, all right, I'm heading to work now. And they're like, hey man, drive safe. I always do. It's other people that I'm worried about.
Oh yeah,
I drive just
100%.
fine. I drive the speed limit. I actually, most of the time, drive 5 under the speed limit. Because it's called a speed limit, not a speed requirement. And I'm not in that big of a hurry. I leave at a reasonable hour to give myself time to stop and get coffee and something to eat. I get to work and I have plenty of time to function. And I get that there's people that are in a hurry, but I don't set myself up to drive like an idiot.
I bet you drive in the right lane, though. That way, if somebody's impatient, they can pass you.
That's true. And that's because I'm a truck driver and a considerate human being, I guess.
And in some places, it's the law, like here.
In a lot of states, actually, it's the law. It actually is the law in Washington. It's just not enforced. You're supposed to not be in the left lane.
Enforcing it. Yeah, they've actually started enforcing it a lot here in Nashville.
Do you want to know a neat fact?
Sure, let's hear a meat fact.
A neat fact. It says it's a cool fact. How about that?
Okay.
You want to hear a meat fact?
You want to hear about my dick?
It's about your state.
Oh, boy.
Tennessee is the only state in the USA that has a semi truck, a big rig, an 18-wheeler, commercial vehicle, whatever you want to call it. They're the only state in the country that has a commercial truck, 18-wheeler, for a highway patrol vehicle.
Wow.
Yeah. Tennessee has a, what do they call them? Are they state troopers?
Yeah.
Okay. So they're the only state in the country that has a state trooper semi truck. Like a dude drives around in a state trooper semi, like a patrol car.
Does he pull a trailer?
Yeah,
Well, that sounds very inefficient.
it is. And I think that it's not directly, it's obviously not a chasing vehicle, right? You're not going to chase after a speeder in a semi truck. What it is commercial enforcement. He listens to the
Oh, yeah.
CB. He's around truck drivers going the same speed as them. He's at the same height, so you can see inside. You can see inside of his trucks at that height. All of that shit. He's there strictly for commercial enforcement. But I just think that it's interesting that Tennessee and they only have one, as far as I know. But Tennessee is the only state with a commercial vehicle.
I bet you it's because Tennessee is like a major intersection. So anybody coming from the north going to Atlanta, or anybody going from Atlanta to Memphis, or just anywhere. Like
there
you're
is a lot
going
of
to
cross
pass through
highways in
Nashville.
Tennessee. There is a
Yeah.
lot of cross highways there. It's a lot of intersectional
Mhm.
state highways. Yeah, I just thought that was interesting. Also
That's
in
cool.
oh geez, what state was it? I want to say it was Nevada. Nevada has a Corvette trooper car.
That doesn't surprise me though. Like I've seen a lot of interesting undercover police vehicles around here. Just
It wasn't
I mean,
undercover.
I've seen everything from the
It was a
I guess
legit.
he's just riding in style.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably the ranking officer. I'm sure. If it's anything close to what my work is, the nicest trucks go to the guys that have been with the company for fucking 30 years. So that's just based off experience mostly, but it is based on seniority as well. Obviously, they're not going to give a driver who's only been driving for a year the nicest truck on the lot, right? So,
Sure.
but it's also based on
Well-
seniority. If you've been there the longest, you're going to get, your pick of the vehicles pretty much.
Cool. Well, we are coming up on an hour and 15 minutes. Do you think we should fuck
Yeah.
off?
Yeah, let's fuck off. You want to play PUBG?
Yeah, I might play for a little bit. I think we owe a explanation to our dedicated 20 viewers.
Are we at 20 now?
so-
That's awesome.
So from this point on, the podcast may consist of only Chris, Don, and I. Our fourth man, Matt, he's just a very busy man. He's got a lot going on in his life, so we may bring him on from time to time, but I don't think we're going to count him as a permanent face of the Savage Den podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just life. We don't make any money off of this right now, and you can't really expect somebody to set aside time that they might need to put towards something else to do something that's not going to make any money immediately. That's a real struggle in content creation in general. It's really hard to justify setting aside 8 hours a day for streaming, or an hour a day for doing a podcast every week,
Or just staying consistent
or
in general.
whatever. Yeah, when you've got I wouldn't be able to do this if I was still doing the pressure washing gig full time, because it's just, I never know when I'm going to be working. And you can't say, let me do this for free over doing this for money. So, it's hopefully one of these days, this will turn into a profitable, thing to do. But if not, that's fine. I still enjoy doing it. But just for the record, it's probably going to be just us three from this point on. And we are sorry to anybody that got attached to Matt in the beginning. I'm sure he'll be around from time to time, just not permanently.
As a guest.
As a guest, we're going to start having more guests. We're gonna start reaching out to people.
Yeah.
Spice it up a little bit. Ask them how big their dick is.
Let's find out what Deadmau5 or Joel's pet peeves are.
I just want to find out how big his dick is.
Well, that too. But let's find his. I'm really interested in his pet peeves. I would actually really like to know his pet peeves while being in public. Does he not like
Well, I
being
know
bumped
what
to
his pet
also?
peeves-
Does he not want to be, talked to when he's outside? Does he, obviously he doesn't like being interviewed when he's trying to just have fun and play video games with friends.
Yep.
But, maybe he doesn't like it when, maybe he has a pet peeve of people smacking their lips or dragging their feet on the ground or not right, walking on the right side of the sidewalk and being a narcissistic prick, taking up the entire
Maybe
sidewalk.
we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we'll figure it out.
Maybe one day we'll
So,
find
but anyways, I felt like we owed that explanation before we take off. We will start releasing the podcast on Mondays. So that way, when you are on your way to work, you can listen to our beautiful voices.
Brand
and
new
on your way
episode.
home. Brand new episode. We're going to start
your
releasing
week.
every Monday. And
I think it's a really good idea, actually.
I think that's a good idea. Instead of every Friday, and it works better for me because it took 30 something fucking hours to release that goddamn YouTube video. Because holy shit.
Yeah, we might need to figure something else out there.
But yeah, we'll figure it out. Anyways, I think that's going to be it for episode 2 of the Savage Den podcast. I can't wait to do this again next week. And Chris, do you have any final words for the people out there?
Oh man, just spread the word. Tell people about the podcast. If you're genuinely enjoying the conversation that we have together, along with the character development of us getting to know each other and you guys getting to know us, spread the word. Tell people about the podcast. Let people know that we're doing it. And don't forget that we both stream on Twitch. You can find Nathan at twitch.tv/ravaging savage. And you can find me, Asylum Jerk, at twitch.tv/Asylum Jerk. You can also find us on Twitter. And you can find that information in the description of whatever website it is that you're listening to this podcast on. Thank you for listening, everybody. And we'll see you next time.
See you next time. Bye.